our bees.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
James Wilde.
Thank you very much, Sir Roger. I congratulate the honourable member for securing this debate. I rise to join the love-in for bees and also to highlight the issues faced by sugar beet growers and processors in my North West Norfolk constituency. Those growers in Norfolk, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire and other parts of the country saw yields hit by 25% in 2020, and in some cases the loss was as much as 80% due to virus yellows. As has been mentioned, that represents a hit to the sector of £65 million. Now, I've met with growers in my constituency, like my honourable friend. I've seen the damage that virus yellows does. And given the dramatic loss of crop, an emergency authorisation application was made in 2021 and granted, but there's deliberately a high bar for doing so. Before being granted, the government has to consider 5 tests. There need to be special circumstances. There must be a danger. There can be no reasonable alternative. It must be necessary and subject to limited and controlled use. Those are rightly tough tests. And as my honourable friend, the member for Scarborough and Whitby, said, it's important to recognise that sugar beet is a non-flowering crop, so it's not attractive to bees, the bees that we all love. In 2021, the conditions attached to that emergency authorisation included a forecast of virus levels of 9%, which was not met, and so no neonics were used. This year, the government has toughened that test, so there would need to be a virus level of 19%. Furthermore, no flowering crop can be planted in the same soil for 32 months. So this is a very limited authorisation. It is an insurance policy which may well not end up being used, as happened last year. Ultimately, we need to move away from neonics. I think everyone would agree with that, and British Sugar, the NFU, the British Beet Research Organisation are all working on alternatives to tackle virus yellows through non-chemical alternatives, through gene editing, integrated pest management and improving natural resistance in the crop.
I write to support my honourable friend and also to speak about the many sugar beet growers in my constituency, which he knows well because we are neighbours. It's absolutely right to say, as he's emphasised, there can be an agreement between those who want to balance nature, who want to produce crops, but also care about the environment, care about bees, care about the diversity which bees are at the heart of. And we shouldn't create a paradox, an artificial distinction between those who farm and grow and those who care about wildlife and nature.
My honourable friend makes a very important point. Farmers in my constituency, they love bees, they love the pollinators. And they are working on alternatives, and I want to see those alternatives come forward more rapidly so that further authorisations are not needed in the future.
Very briefly, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first of all, can I